The hallway of Jefferson High was buzzing with laughter, chatter, and the shuffle of sneakers against the linoleum floor. But in the middle of the noise, one girl walked quietly, eyes lowered, clutching her books tightly to her chest. Her name was Maya. She was new, a transfer student who had moved from Atlanta to this small suburban town. Maya was smart, kind, and deeply creative, but none of that mattered to the bullies who had already marked her as different. She was quiet. She was new. She was black in a school where very few students looked like her. And that was all they needed to target her. On her third week at Jefferson, Maya was walking to class when three girls blocked her way. Madison, the ringleader, had a cruel smirk on her face. "Hey quiet girl, what's the matter? Cat got your tongue," she sneered, stepping closer. Her friends giggled. Maya kept silent, hoping they'd get bored and leave. But Madison wasn't the type to back off. Suddenly, she grabbed Maya by the collar of her sweater and shoved her against the lockers. The hallway went silent. Eyes turned. Phones came out. Nobody moved to help. Maya's heart pounded in her chest. Fear, anger, and humiliation swirled inside her. For a moment, she thought about crying, about letting it pass. But then something inside her snapped. She looked straight into Madison's eyes, steady, calm, unshaken, and with a voice stronger than anyone had ever heard from her, Maya said, "You don't scare me. And you'll never break me." Her words weren't loud, but they carried through the hallway with the weight of steel. The bullies froze, caught off guard. Nobody had ever spoken back to Madison like that. But Maya wasn't done. She gently removed Madison's hand from her collar, holding it firmly but without violence, and stepped forward. "You think being cruel makes you powerful? It doesn't. It just makes you small." The crowd gasped. Phones captured every second. Madison, red with anger and embarrassment, didn't know how to respond. Her friends looked away, pretending they had nothing to do with it. For the first time, the bully wasn't in control. The moment ended with a teacher rushing in, breaking up the scene. Madison tried to play it off, saying it was a joke, but nobody bought it. The video spread quickly online, and instead of making Maya a laughingstock, it made her a symbol of strength. Students who had stayed silent before now approached her with respect, some even apologizing for not stepping in. But behind the respect, Maya still had to face challenges. The days after were not easy. Madison and her friends tried subtle ways to make her life miserable: whispers, dirty looks, rumors. Maya struggled with doubt. Did she make things worse? Was it safer to stay invisible? But each night, she thought about her little brother back home, who looked up to her. She wanted him to know that you don't have to fight with fists to win a battle. You fight with courage, dignity, and truth. That thought gave. The first time Maya walked through the halls of Jefferson High, she felt like an outsider. She had moved from Atlanta after her mom got a new job, leaving behind the friends and community she had known all her life. This new town was quieter, smaller, and far less diverse. From the start, Maya noticed the stares, the way people whispered about her braids, the way some looked surprised when she answered questions in class with confidence and clarity. She wanted to keep her head down, to blend in. But sometimes, being different meant you couldn't. For weeks, Maya barely spoke. She ate lunch alone under the stairwell, wrote poems in her notebook, and counted down the hours until she could go home. At night, she told her mom everything was fine, not wanting to worry her. But the truth was, Maya was struggling. She felt invisible, and yet at the same time, like a target painted on her back. The bullying started subtly. Whispers when she walked by. Laughter when she raised her hand. A notebook knocked out of her arms, by accident. But Madison, the most popular girl in school, wasn't satisfied with subtlety. Madison thrived on control, over her friends, over the hallways, over anyone she saw as weak. And to her, Maya's quietness was weakness. One cold morning, when the halls were packed, Madison made her move. She strutted over with her friends, blocking Maya's path. "Where do you think you're going, Miss Silent Treatment?" she mocked. Maya tried to walk past, but Madison grabbed her sweater collar, yanking her back against the lockers with a loud thud. Gasps filled the hallway. Phones came up instantly. Maya's heart pounded, her body stiff. She hated the spotlight. But in that split second, something inside her sparked. She looked up, straight into Madison's smug face. The fear that had held her for weeks melted into something else, strength. Calmly, Maya placed her hand on Madison's wrist and said in a steady voice, "Let go. You don't own me." Her tone wasn't loud, but it carried authority that silenced the hallway. She gently pushed Madison's hand away and added, "Bullying doesn't make you powerful. It just shows how insecure you are." The hallway erupted in whispers. Madison froze, stunned that the quiet new girl had stood up to her, in front of everyone. She stammered for words, but none came. Before she could react, a teacher appeared and broke it up, sending both girls to the principal's office. That night, Maya's moment went viral. The video spread across social media, her calm courage contrasted with Madison's aggression. Strangers called Maya brave. Some students whispered apologies for not standing up sooner. But even with the admiration, Maya faced new challenges. Madison wasn't done. She launched rumors, saying Maya was trying to play victim and acting tough for attention. Some believed her. Some didn't. Maya found herself walking a tightrope between fear and courage. She wanted to stay strong, but there were nights she cried into heat.